Hey everybody, Corn-Fed Lady here, and today I want to talk to you guys about failures and losses on the homestead and how we deal with them. Now the first failure or loss that I'm going to share with you guys today is our garden. We just had a big storm roll through and there's a bit of damage done. Let me show you. So here's our vegetable garden and it seems mostly intact. You can see there's a corn stalk laying down here. There's a couple more leaning over, and if you walk on around the other side, you'll see that this corn patch was actually completely decimated by the winds. All of this corn is blown down. All of the stalks are either broken or bent at the ground, like this one. So they're not going to be able to continue growing like this, where some of them have uprooted, some of them have broken over. So I'm actually going to have to do an early harvest of all of this corn just to be able to save what's there before it's all a total loss. Now, of course, the corn's not the only thing that took a beating here. We also lost some of our pepper plants. You can see that they're laying down in spots. They're broken over or broken off completely in other places. And there are fruits on here. There are peppers on here. So this is a bit of a loss for us, for the corn and for the peppers mostly. Now there is a little bit of damage to the tomato plants and some other things in here, but it's not quite as severe as what happened to our peppers and our corn. And I also lost the pole bean plant that we had trellised up on these 3 sticks. Apparently it was too much for the wind and the storm, so this whole plant has fallen down now, and we're gonna have to try to stand that back up and see if we can't rescue it. Now our beans have started producing, so hopefully we can still save this one by standing the trellis back up and getting that stood back up there. So we did get quite a bit of damage, but there are still plants in here that are still producing that we'll still be able to harvest food from. So it's not a complete loss. It's just somewhat heartbreaking to see it torn up like this. Okay, so I said I was going to talk to you about multiple failures and losses. This vegetable garden is just the first loss that we've had. The next one is a little bit more difficult. Come on. So the other major loss that I wanted to share with you guys today has to do with our rabbitry center. Now, if you've been following our channel, then you probably are familiar with Mr. McFeely. He's the first rabbit that we ever got on our homestead, and it's due to Mr. McFeely that we've gotten every rabbit since then. But unfortunately, a couple of days ago, Mr. McFeely passed away unexpectedly and mysteriously. We don't know what happened to him, other than the fact that he seemed a little bit lethargic and sluggish for a few days before he passed. But we really don't know what happened to him. Now, of course, Mr. McFeely was more like a pet to us than just a farm animal. So we can't really replace him as an individual friend. But we did need to fill the empty vacant spot of a male breeder rabbit. So we did go ahead and get a new male breeder rabbit to take over duties for Mr. McFeely next year. So let's go take a look at the new guy. Okay, so here's the new male breeder that we've gotten, and he's still very young and small and shy. Hi. We're working on nose nudges to build a friendship. Bunnies like to give a little nudge with their nose when they approve of you. So by putting your hand in there in a non-threatening way and letting him nudge it with his nose, we'll build a friendship. Now this new little fella doesn't have a name yet, so if you guys have any ideas, please feel free to share them with us. It's okay, little buddy. Yeah, it's okay. That's a good boy. Now I will keep you guys updated on this little fella and his transition into his breeding position. You may notice that he is definitely a different type of rabbit than Mr. McFeely. Mr. McFeely was a Flemish giant, and this one was not labeled other than being a standard breed, and we believe that he's a Rex. Now, of course, he may be a mini Rex, but if he's a mini Rex, he's going to be too small to breed. So hopefully he's a regular standard Rex that we can breed with our New Zealand girls. Now, I have talked to my husband. They're hiding. I have talk to my husband, and if he is just a mini, I might keep him just as a pet because he's so stinking cute. But we're hoping that he's a full-size standard Rex that we can breed with our girls. Okay? So if you guys have any suggestions on the names, please leave a comment below. That's good boy. Go and tinkle. Okay. Thank you guys for following along and listening today. I just wanted to make sure to share some of the failures and losses that you may experience on a homestead or a farm. It's not always sunshines and roses here in what we do. We do raise plants and animals, which are both living things, and anything alive eventually dies. So unfortunately, if you're raising plants and animals which are alive, you're going to have to deal with death. So thanks again for following along. I'll make sure to show you guys all of the good and the bad. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.